So we talked a little about Instagram, and I know you and I met on the new social media app Clubhouse. And for our audience, maybe you can explain what Clubhouse is, and then I'll jump in further questions on your thoughts of Clubhouse.
Yeah, so Clubhouse, man, I feel like I've been on it forever, but it's really only been like 4 months, the longest 4 months of my life, that's for sure. I mean, like Clubhouse really is changing the way that we connect, not just for business, but for personal life too. It really is elevating the entire social media experience. I think so. Clubhouse right now is still in the beta mode. It's still iOS or Apple only.
And what is Clubhouse for someone that doesn't know what Clubhouse is? What is that?
It's an audio only app, and what you can do on Clubhouse is you can join rooms, and people in that room will be speaking on a certain topic. So honestly, it's kind of like talk radio mixed with a live podcast and a virtual summit, all rolled into one, and it's all live. And after a room ends, that's it. There's no more. That room is over. And if you missed it, then you missed it. And so the app is brilliant with this, because then it gives people the feeling of FOMO, fear of missing out. And so people will want to stay on the app as long as they can, because they don't want to miss another great conversation that's happening, because once it's over, it's over.
I actually have gone from being on that app every day, having a daily room, to now I don't think I've been on the app at all this entire week. So my question to you is, where do you see Clubhouse going? Because there is now a growing large subset of people who are saying, I don't know, I think I'm kind of done with Clubhouse.
Yeah, it is interesting to see. I mean, because as I said, we are all the beta testers, and I joined back in mid-December, but I didn't really understand it. I was like, well, this seems like a giant time suck. And I didn't do anything for the first like 2.5, 3 weeks. And now I am back on the app. I am speaking on a daily basis, but I think that I've noticed too that the rooms, that they're different. And I think it has a lot to do with the algorithm. They're still working on it. They're trying to figure out how, because my hallway, so for those of you that aren't familiar with Clubhouse, you don't see all the rooms that are happening, because there's tens of thousands of rooms that are going on at a certain time. And the only rooms that you can even see are the ones that show up in your feed, or as they call it on Clubhouse, your hallway. And so my rooms look different from everybody else's rooms, and I might see a ton of marketing rooms because that's what I'm typically speaking on. So if I wanted to find a room all about cruising, it would be really hard for me to find that, even though there probably is one happening. So I think that a lot of people are getting discouraged because they're only seeing one type of room show up in their hallway. And with the emergence of clubs, a lot of the rooms that were happening just on their own in the hallway are now happening in a specific club. And if you are not following the club, you're not even going to be shown that room. Whereas before, just opening it up to anyone in the hallway, anyone could stumble up across it. So I know that they're still working on figuring out the algorithm to make it better so that people can see more rooms, but they want to make it really a unique experience for each user. And as more people are getting on and more rooms are being hosted, it's hard. The algorithm is having a hard time keeping up.
So let's get back to the entrepreneurs. How can they leverage Clubhouse? How can business owners use Clubhouse and benefit from it?
It's a great opportunity. Well, one, just so if you're working in corporate America and you're like, yeah, okay, well, I'm a financial analyst for, whatever. Why would I want to be on Clubhouse? And it's not necessarily that you need to go in there and sell, but you could find some great connections for personal or business reasons, just for networking. However, if you are selling a product and you want people to be aware of it, whether it's if you're a course creator and you have a new course coming out, or if you are trying to sell socks or anything, and you can join the stage, or you can start a room talking about your product. And I'm not saying to go up on stage and pitch it, but at the same time, so for example, just because this is a room, this is what I do regularly, is I have Clubhouse rooms. And in these Clubhouse rooms, I'm teaching people Clubhouse. But if people want to work with me on social media, I tell them, you know, I'm only talking about Clubhouse today. If you guys have any questions about, you know, Instagram or LinkedIn or anything, just shoot me a DM. Would be happy to chat with you. That was my sales pitch right there. So I'm talking on a topic that a lot of people have an interest in. And then I'm telling them, hey, if you want to work with me further, connect with me and we can talk about different ways to work together. So I think that that's a fantastic way for entrepreneurs to be utilizing this to say, hey, let's all talk about business mindset, but if you want to go deeper on, you know, my coaching or whatever, let's connect in the DMs and let's see what we can do. So it's a great way for you to expand your reach for an upcoming offer that you might have.